Borderline personality disorder is a mental illness that severely impacts a person's ability to regulate their emotions. This loss of emotions can create impulsivity, affects how a person feels about themselves, and negatively impacts their relationships with others. It is currently affecting between 1.6 and 5.9% of Americans. According to field expert Theodore Millen, there are 4 different types of borderline personality disorder: discouraged, impulsive, petulant, and self-destructive. Someone suffering from BPD may not fall into one of these categories, and some may fall into more than one. Over time, these symptoms change and manifest differently as well.
Hello everyone, my name is Michelle. Welcome back to Yggdrasil, my nymph. So today I am going to be talking about different types of borderline personality disorder, the symptoms, how they present, and more. So if you're interested, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, turn the bell on if you're feeling risky, and comment below. If I missed anything in this video, I would love to know to continue the education. Thank you so much to each and every one of my members. I appreciate each and every one of you every single day. And enjoy the video.
We all know some major indicators of BPD, like the ability to maintain healthy relationships, intense mood swings, and impulsivity leading to risky behavior. What is discouraged borderline personality disorder? In the 4 subtypes of BPD, discouraged borderline involves how much is involved in much of how they think, feel, and behave by the drive of dependent aspects of their personality disorder. From an outside perspective, a person with discouraged borderline might look a bit like someone with dependent personality disorder. This person displays signs of codependence in most relationships in life. The dependence of a discouraged borderline type is often more noticeable when they become dependent on a person with whom dependence is inappropriate, like a casual friend, for instance, or a boyfriend or girlfriend who they just started dating. A person with this subtype might seem outwardly depressed or serious compared to other subtypes of borderline disorder. Discouraged borderline is marked by noticeable clinginess and a passive, quote-unquote, follower type of mentality. While on the outside, this person might just seem indecisive or, at worst, weak-willed, they normally experience inner turmoil about their lack of leadership and bitterness towards those around them. This type of BPD in a person might yield SH. The following are signs that professionals look for when attempting to diagnose BPD or the discouraged borderline subtype. These are considered to be impairments in personality functioning, impairments in self-functioning. These type of impairments might include an unstable or poor image, excessive self-criticism, chronic feelings of emptiness, and stress-induced dissociative states. This might also include instability in goals, values, career plans, or general aspirations. Also, impairments in interpersonal functioning. These types of impairments might include decreased levels of empathy, which can manifest as a lower ability to understand the position of others, a heightened or dramatic sensitivity or perceived criticism or rejection, and black and white thinking even regarding people. Most people are seen as good or bad. Impairments in interpersonal functioning might also include intimacy issues. These types of issues might arise as incredibly intense or unstable relationships marked by high conflict, mistrust, clinginess, a fear of abandonment, and either over-involvement or withdrawal at different times. Some borderline signs that are specific to the discouraged borderline include loyalty, even to an excessive degree, easily swayed by others, even when it goes against your own desires, submissive and passive, even when desiring a leader role, humble as a result of low self-esteem, insecurity, and vulnerability, constant feelings of vulnerability and weakness, constant feelings of being in jeopardy, feeling hopeless, helpless, powerless, and depressed, excessive dependence upon others, tearful episodes, feelings of emptiness, self-persecution, self-victimization, which is believing others are constantly attacking or ill-meaning, destruction or intentional loss of belongings, whether through physical violence towards others or a cycling or acquiring and giving away or selling, a reliance on fantasy as a means to escape, often engaging in fantasy-based media like novels, movies, comics, and more, chronic and reoccurring illness complaints, sometimes somatic, self-deprivation as opposed to self-indulgence, which is rooted in feelings of worthlessness and sometimes substance abuse. What about impulsive borderline personality disorder? Impulsive borderline is the most charismatic of all four. The impulsive subtype is said to have much in common with histrionic personality disorder, according to the psychologist Theodore Millen. Signs and symptoms for impulsive BPD subtype often include being flirtatious with others, sometimes without even realizing it, captivating, able to act with natural magnetism, elusive, superficial, easily entertaining to others on the surface level, but avoiding more meaningful interactions or relationships, high levels of energy and easily bored, thrill-seeking and risk-taking behaviors without regard for consequences, attention-seeking behaviors, charismatic and charming, dramatic, highly manipulative of others, particularly in order to position oneself as the center of attention, complaints of chronic and reoccurring illness. What about petulant borderline? The petulant borderline is often negative, anxious, irritable, defiant, bitter, and easily disappointed by others. Their negative attitude can be all-encompassing, with them petulantly feeling mistreated and never fully satisfied. These individuals may shift between explosive anger and feelings of shame and worthlessness. So, what are petulant borderlines like in relationships? In adult relationships, people with petulant BPD might resent the fact that they depend on others, which can cause them to act bitter and angry. They may try to use emotional manipulation to control others and may be possessive. This can be described as a push and pull, which is typical of a borderline personality disorder relationship type, in which they yearn for closeness in relationship only to push them away. People with petulant BPD were often raised by caregivers who neglected to meet their needs during early childhood. Parents may have used them as pawns to get their own needs met. As a result, they may have developed insecure attachment styles with caregivers or feel like they were cheated out of a happy childhood. Their negative experiences in early childhood can set them up for challenges as they age. Petulant BPD is marked by a pessimistic attitude, unstable relationships, and fluctuations between anger and depression. People with petulant BPD tend to have an unstable sense of self and chaotic relationships. They might have an inability to manage their anger and instead express it passively aggressively or sometimes outwardly aggressively to push others away. Some signs include emotional outbursts, passive-aggressive behavior, a generally pessimistic attitude, a push and pull pattern in relationships, being easily insulted, resentment towards others, demanding of others, jealousy, paranoia, guilt, and worthlessness. What about self-destructive borderline personality disorder? While some people have a general diagnosis of borderline personality disorder, others find that they fit in with this specific subtype because of a large deal of self-hatred. They often feel increased amounts of energy, don't get enough sleep, and experience feelings of euphoria. These individuals tend to engage in risky behaviors, looking for an adrenaline rush. These symptoms may lead a clinician suspecting the person is actually experiencing a manic episode as a part of bipolar disorder and not immediately understanding their true diagnosis. A person with self-destructive borderline personality disorder exhibits certain signs and symptoms that may vary. Common ones might include SH, feeling depressed, moody and unstable emotions, self-hatred, feelings of hopelessness, acting out to get attention and comfort from others, reckless behavior, sabotaging their own happiness, difficulty completing goals, trouble establishing their own identities, unalive thoughts or behavior, and as always, abusing alcohol or drugs. A person dealing with any sort of borderline personality disorder may not recognize their need for help, even when those around them can clearly see it. This challenging mental illness can be treated through a variety of options, if needed, including both residential and outpatient settings. Individual therapy provides an effective way to help someone with BPD learn to recognize their triggers. You can develop healthy coping skills that help you to challenge tendencies to assume only negative outcomes are possible for you. Two particularly helpful types of therapy for BPD include dialectical behavioral therapy, or DBT, and cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT. Individuals who participate in regular sessions of these types of therapy often enjoy great progress in changing their mindset and behaviors. Many people with BPD, particularly young adults, have trouble focusing on career and school goals. They often lack confidence in their abilities, or they self-sabotage their own plans. When these individuals work with professionals to develop the ability to achieve and set goals, they can make real progress. Medication can also provide real impact when it comes to treating BPD. However, this is not for me to say. A medical professional can provide a full assessment with someone with BPD and determine what meds you need and any other mental health challenges that may coexist with it. From there, a plan can be established. Having borderline doesn't mean that you have to have an unfulfilling life.
So make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, turn the bell on if you're feeling risky, and comment below if I misspoke about anything in today's video, if you could relate to anything. I would love to know. Make sure to consider becoming a member. It starts at 99 cents. You get early access to my videos, you get to pick my videos, and many more other perks. Thank you so much to each and every one of my members. You guys are beautiful human beings. Thank you so much for watching this video, as always, and goodbye.